Share Inspire podcast. This is episode 830. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and we're here live in my studio in Southwest Florida. If you are joining me live, please say hello. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. I will wait a few seconds here for people to pop over from pre-chat and notifications. Got a bunch of little things to talk about today, which, you know what? Well, every time we talk about little things, they really do all add up to big things, and I'll explain more what I mean when we get started. Hi, Thea, Marcia, Leona, Barbara. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Christine and Lisa. Happy Monday, everyone. Hi, Diane and Jill. Good morning. Hi, Kiranjeet and Constance, Linda. Hi, Sharon and sweet Melissa and Debbie, Carrie, Mary, Kathy, Mariana, Patricia. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. Hi, Marcia and Tricia. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. Hi, Lorraine. This is episode 830. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and we're here live in Southwest Florida in my studio. Hi, Joyce, Annette, Jody. Good morning. So glad to see so many of you here with me. Hi, Cherie and Jody, Annette, Joyce. Hi, Kat. Okay, well, thank you, Debbie. Thank you. This is another one of my Amazon finds. You know how much I love sheer blouses. Hi, Judy and Val. Good morning. Hi, Jody. All right, well, I'm very happy to report that we worked really hard on shipping this weekend, and everyone's orders that came in by Saturday morning shipped already. So yay, and thank you to all of you for your support. So excited. Yes, this top is from eBay. Sorry, this top I bought used on eBay. Where was I going with that though? Oh yeah, so anybody's orders who came in by Saturday morning have already shipped. So thank you for all of your support and excitement and enthusiasm for the brand new Be So Easy yarn. Although that's not what everybody ordered. There's plenty of other things that people ordered as well. But anyway, I really wanted to reward everybody for believing in me and believing in the new yarn. So we hustled and got everyone's orders out within 24 hours since launching on Friday. So excited about that, and we'll continue shipping daily, obviously. Where was I going to go with that? What was I going to say? The patterns are still being tested right now, where they've been through editing and they're getting tested. And as they come back from testing, I will be releasing the patterns plus videos. The first one that I think that will be released will be the Jocasta crochet plant hanger. This pattern has come back. This pattern has come back from tech editing and from from pattern testing. So this will be the first one. So later today I will work on photos and videos, and as soon as all of that is done, then I will release the pattern and the video, and you will be amazed at how fast you can make that gorgeous little gift. Very exciting. What else? Yeah, and so as the patterns come out, as the patterns come back from editing and testing, I will be releasing them right away for you. So we should have more in the next couple of days. Also, this one I haven't even gotten to editing yet. I'm still working on the pattern because I really thought that you would be super excited to have some options with this pattern. And this is the Moringa crochet shawl pattern that I showed on Friday. And it's a 5-ball project in Be So Easy yarn. And depending on your speed level, when I crochet with Be So Easy, I'm crocheting about a ball an hour. So this massive shawl was only a 5-hour project for me. Now, granted, I'm super fast, but it still gives you an idea. You could probably make it in not much more time than that. It's pretty amazing. But For those of you that like options, which I do too, and I like options in a pattern because it gives you more value because you can use it and make it more than once, I decided to make a second version of it with armhole openings. So it'll be a shawl or cardi wrap pattern. So can you see the armhole opening there? I haven't tried it on yet. I guess I could try it on real quick or try it on the mannequin, either way. So it's not done yet, but I am on the last ball. I'm not even sure which way is up or down yet. But so when the pattern comes out for $1.99, you will get the charts and written instructions to not only make it as, I don't know if I put it on right, hold on. I gotta pay close attention here real quick. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is what it will look like. Oh, I haven't even seen it yet. That's exciting. So it's not blocked yet. It's not finished yet. It'll be a little bit longer in the back. I'm not done making it yet, and it's not blocked yet either. But you can see how gorgeous that's going to look as a cardi wrap. So for $1.99, the pattern will include not only the instructions for making the shawl, which can be draped and worn in a bunch of different ways as well. You can pin that one to make it a poncho. You could even lace it up the top to make it a poncho. I'll show you what I mean in a second here. So like, let's say you wanted to wear this as a poncho or a cape. You could use, I'm going to use a butterfly clip for demonstration, but you could actually sew a seam or crochet a chain so that you could do a corset tie for a seam or make a regular seam, and then you could wear it sideways like that as a poncho. How cute is that? Wow, love it. And then all the other things that we like to do with rectangles, and obviously something this size would be an amazing scarf or cowl wrapped around like that too. So come winter time, that would be absolutely luxurious out in the cold weather. But even in the warmer months, it will be great as a shawl, a wrap. You could even just tie it in the front here and it could be more of a cape. Get it even. Also, it could be belted. Did I forget a belt again today? I did. Anyway, we'll talk about it another day, but you could absolutely belt this like we've done before, and then it would totally look like a vest. Do I have anything that can double as a belt? You know what? I'll just cut a piece of yarn. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? All right, so we'll just take a piece of yarn here. And we'll just tie it. Obviously, it'd be much cuter with an actual belt. I wanted to give you the idea of how amazing this piece would be if you made it look like a vest. And you'll recognize that we've done this. You'll recognize that we've done this with other rectangles. Great, right? Totally looks like a sized, garment, right? And it's not, it's a rectangle. So lots of ways to wear it as a shawl, and then the instructions and charts will also show you how to add armhole openings if you want to make it into a cardi wrap. That's where the pattern writing and chart making is getting a lot more complicated, but I figured I've got to make the sample garment first, and once I finish the sample garment then, and I do have, I'll show you my chart because it is kind of cool looking. So here's the chart that I designed for the cardi wrap. You can see the yellow, try to do this without hurting my computer. You can see the yellow highlight square here. That's the pattern repeat down there. And then these two highlighted squares here, the blue ones, those are where the armhole openings are. And granted, this is a reduced size sample because there's no way I could make the chart full size and still fit it on a piece of paper large enough to be read. So I have to figure out how to make a reduced size sample, and this chart helped me for making the sample for the cardi wrap. However, I feel like I'm going to have to break it up into pieces and show the right side, the left side, and the center back separately for the armhole opening in order to be able to make it large enough to fit on a page. Does that make sense? So when you put too much, a big chart on a page, it has to reduce in size to fit. And so in order to make it readable, legible, and I'll give you an example. So the other chart for this pattern, for this shawl, is, nope, not that one. I'm going to show you the other one that for comparison. It's here. Hold on. Here we go. So because it is a simple pattern repeat, this is how reduced I was able to get the chart for the shawl. So you could always use both for making the cardi wrap as well. So this actually represents everything that you would do on the rows that don't include the sleeve, because the actual cardi wrap itself, other than the sleeve sections, is identical to the shawl, because where the sleeves aren't, you're doing the exact same thing you do for the shawl. So I think that both charts together will be very helpful. So on any of the rows where you're not doing the armhole openings, you could follow the shawl chart, and then so splitting up that monster size chart into the different sections for the sleeve hole opening, I think might be a better solution. So yeah, so this one's still in the creating process, but I want to finish the sample first and make sure that I like the size of the sleeves, make sure I like everything else, and we'll go from there. But it's going to be a really valuable pattern, I think. For $1.99 to get both options will be really great. And then you can always make something like this. So, and this is what's going to be interesting going forward, because I have such a large range of yarn weights now. What I really want to encourage people to do is to experiment with different patterns with different weight yarns. Once you understand your gauge, you can change the number of starting stitches. For example, to make some, you could make this in Be So Fine yarn and make it a lot more elegant and sophisticated, right? You could make it a Be So Sporty bling yarn for something more evening-ish, right? And if on the flip side of it, I've made so many top-down knit and crochet shawls that you may already have the patterns for, or may not have wanted to get the patterns before because you were intimidated by the thin yarns. But guess what? You could make any of them with the thicker yarn, and it would just go faster and use less rows. So that's something that I definitely want to explore further with you. I think you're going to be amazed. So it really opens up, your options. So like let me give you an example. I'm going to go to my website real quick and look up a top-down crochet shawl, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't know why. Oh, and I have questions for you guys this morning too. So now that summer is getting closer, how do you guys feel about barefoot sandals? I know that the videos that I made years ago are still get viewed, but you know, as we get more experience, we get better at what we do, and so there's a lot of complaints on those videos that they don't think they're complete and they don't like the quality of my camera and blah 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 blah. So is that something you'd like to see me redo? Would you like to see me redo the barefoot sandal videos? Is that something you'd like to make for the summer? And of course I'm going to, all right, so let's look for a top-down shawl. Okay, well, this isn't the example I wanted, but this example will work. So, for example, if you wanted to make the Brooklyn shawl, see the Brooklyn shawl here? That's done in Be So Sporty yarn, and based on the weight of the yarn and the gauge that you get 3 tiers of those flowers. Now, and it's a top-down shawl, so if you wanted to make that in easy, you would probably only need to work it to this row of flowers. So it starts with a flower, then you pick up and work this top-down section of the shawl, and then you add these flowers. You would probably end here, and man, would that be a fast shawl. But that's even a little more complicated than, I want to find another example. This is the shawl I wanted to find. Here, this. Okay, so the Key West crochet shawl pattern. I know a ton of people have made this, and I know a ton of people love this shawl pattern. But for example, it's a top-down shawl worked in Be So Fine yarn. Can you see it close enough? I don't know how to make the photo. I guess I could click on the photo. Will that work? Oh yeah, there we go. So if you click on the photo, you can make it bigger. So this is a top-down crochet shawl in a repeating stitch pattern. And what I think would be really cool about this is that you don't really need to worry about converting for the gauge for something that starts small and grows. You just start with whatever hook size works for you for whatever yarn you're using, and you can make a replica. Obviously it's going to look different, it's going to feel different, but it's still a wonderful way to practice stitches and learn something new and get a different look out of an existing pattern that you already have. So anything that is top down, give you another example. So when this pattern comes out, the Althea knit lace shawl, this is top down. Let's say you love this stitch pattern, but you don't want to make this in Be So Easy yarn. What if you wanted to make this for a bride or for an evening event and you wanted to do it in Be So Fine bling yarn? You absolutely could. And the pattern is an easy to memorize repeat. So as you would keep going, you would just keep going in the repeats and increase. I think you increase by 4 stitches every other row. You would just continue on in the established pattern until you got the size that you're looking for. Hopefully these suggestions make sense. If they don't, let me know and I can, I'll look at the comments in a second here. Let me get this back up. Oh, and you won't believe what kind of videos I was looking up this weekend. If I have time, I'll tell you about it. I found out the proper name for the type of lathe that I'm looking for in my future dream workshop to make furniture. Anyway, yes, Santabella crochet shawl is another great example. It's a top-down construction, so you could absolutely do it in Be So Baby yarn, in Be So Easy yarn. You just might need less rows when you work a thicker yarn with a larger gauge. Okay, I'm going to scroll back and see how much I missed if I can. So I think I'm seeing some interest in the barefoot sandals. I do think so. All right, how much or how little does everybody understand what I'm saying about swapping different yarns for same patterns? And obviously there's more to it with garments, and that's something entirely different. Yes, I will mention the winners in a minute, Christine. It's one of the things that I have on my list here. They've all been I've replied to every comment on that post and also reached out to all of the 5 winners. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so garments are more complicated with switching gauge, and we can talk about that another day, and I'd be happy to talk about it. But anything that is a top-down construction shawl, it is super duper easy to change your yarn and change your gauge. You will just have to decide if you want to add more rows or use less rows. And the more complicated part of that is figuring out yardage, and we're not going to go into that today either, but we can try to go into that another day. So I'm seeing a lot of people understand that, so that's great. So since I've been reminded, I will move on to the winners. So last Friday, yes, Judy is correct. I notified all the winners in the comments, and I also replied to every single comment to let people know that entered the contest that they did not win and to thank them for participating. And I commented throughout the weekend, or replied throughout the weekend, and even finished replying to all of them this morning. There were a lot of entries, but as far as I know, I have let everyone know whether they won or did not. So the 5 winners, if you would like to help congratulate me, are Cherie, Carrie, Sharon Myers, Sarah May, Jennifer Harris, and Naomi Amzaquita. I hope I said your last name right, Naomi. I tried. What else are gonna? Oh, since I mentioned it, I'll tell you. So I've been wanting a pedal-powered lathe for a very long time. As you may be aware of, because of things that I've talked about in the past, I really love making furniture and woodworking, but I really prefer to do it without power tools. I can't explain why. There's something very primal and primitive about it to me, and I love it. That's why I've made so much with just a miter box and a handsaw. I just, there's something about it that I love. Anyway, I've been wanting to get into wood turning, and I really love watching videos on lathes and watching people make things with them. And so I've been wanting the non-electric version, like the pedal powered one. So I finally found out what that's called. It's called a treadle lathe. And I watched some videos on it this weekend, and it was hilarious because the only videos I could find on it were from people who work in museums. And so, like, there was a colonial museum video where the guy was in colonial clothes and showing how to use and it reminded me of when I lived in Michigan, and I used to love going to Greenfield Village and Henry Ford Museum with Marlon, and didn't realize that it's that old and that antiquated. I still want one, but it might be difficult to find one. Anyway, I'm not in a time in my life when I have the space, the time, or anything to do it. But now I know what to put on my wish list. I want a treadle lathe one day. And what I loved about watching him do it, he did it with only his right foot, but because the pedal was so long, it covered the whole width of his table that the lathe was on. It looked like excellent exercise if I could figure out how to do it with my right foot and my left foot. Like, do a little bit with my right foot, then a little bit with my left. Anyway, yeah, so while I was crocheting the Cardi wrap, that's what I was watching this weekend. Actually, I was watching that, and there's a show, I don't know if I've mentioned to you, there's a show on YouTube that I absolutely love. It's called Hot Ones. It's this interview show where they eat progressively hotter hot sauce on wings, and the guy who does the interviewing does so much research before he interviews. It is one of no, Judy, I want the treadle lathe. I know, and your husband is going to think I'm a complete crazy person. I know that, but I still want one. So Hot Ones is amazing. They reached 10 million subscribers this week, and I got to see their gorgeous plaque that they got. It looks like it's a crystal diamond. It was very cool. Anyway, I love Hot Ones. I think he's the best interviewer out there, and he inspires me to want to go back into interviewing because he's such an amazing interviewer. He takes his time, and you know what? Every single person he interviews is somebody who gets interviewed a ton, and each one of them says, wow, that's a great question. Wow, you did your research. And to me, as someone who enjoys interviewing, I feel like that is the highest compliment he could possibly receive. And it just gives me so much respect for him and just makes me so inspired by him. And it's really fun to watch the show anyway. So if it's something you like, great. 2 other shows I've watched recently on Netflix, or one on Netflix, The Serpent, True Crime, if you like that, if you like true crime, that one was really amazing. And then Confronting a Serial Killer is a brand new true crime docuseries on Stars. It started this weekend. That one's pretty amazing too. Yes, the Gordon Ramsay episode on Hot Ones was really funny. I agree. All right, well, that went really fast because I was going to show you a couple of other things. I thought we could, with some of my leftover balls from projects, I thought we'd do some center pull winding manual balls, and I thought I'd talk about weaving in loose ends when your yarn frays at the bottom, but we can save that for another day because we're almost out of time. So instead, let's grab a quote. Do I have one here? I do. Well, and then I have a crochet belt back there I could have grabbed. Anyway. Faye liked the serpent too. That was amazing. Can't believe that was a true story. That was unbelievable. Sandshell's on Grey's Anatomy. Marlon and his friends binge watched Grey's Anatomy last year, and I thought that was hilarious. And they binge watched Friends last year also. I thought that was cute. All right, I don't remember where we left off. Does anybody remember where we left off? We left off on Florence Scovel Shinn. We'll go through all the books this way too. We're still on volume 1. Is it volume 1, issue 1? This is the first book. Anyway, let's see. This is by Francis of Assisi. All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. I love that. Love it. Yes. Let your light shine. Don't focus on other things going on. Just let your light shine. All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Francis of Assisi. I'm going to say it one more time because, man, I love this. I love it. All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. Beautiful. Cindy just finished Lucifer. The second half of the current season is coming soon in May, Cindy. You're going to be excited about that. Yes, let your light be bright, Kimberly. I agree. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed my little show and tell and behind the scenes sneak peeks. I hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everyone else. Again, congratulations to all the winners from our giveaway on Friday. I may be going live and doing a different kind of a giveaway later today. So if you will be around, you might see another live. If not, it'll be tomorrow. But I did find out that I have the ability to give away something else. And it'll most likely be later today. It depends on what time the delivery's coming. How's that for a tease? Thought maybe that was the truck. Anyway, I'll be doing a different kind of a giveaway later today and going live to do it. So that'll be fun too. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And I'll see you later and tomorrow. Bye-bye.